Gaining a bachelor's degree in journalism and English in 1996 and following a career in marketing and communications, Amy successfully completed the demanding Harvard Trade Union program in 2019. This followed her appointment as the IBB's Director General of Communications in 2018, and then a promotion in 2019 to Director of Communications to the IBB. Amy, I invite you to address TSSA's annual conference as we mark 125 years organising workers in the UK rail industry and wider transport network. And Ireland.
Thank you, Mick. So on behalf of our international president, Newton B. Jones, I bring you well wishes from our union, the Boilermakers, and from Boilermakers across the United States and Canada. As Mick explained, due to extenuating circumstances that prevented him from attending in person, President Jones sends his regrets and has asked me to deliver his remarks to you today. And it is an honor indeed to greet you on this very important occasion. I want to thank General Secretary Manuel Cortez and President Mick Carney for inviting our delegation to attend your annual conference and your 125th anniversary celebration. And let me begin by offering my congratulations to you for reaching this incredible milestone. You should all be proud of the work and the legacy TSSA has created over 125 years for working people. TSSA has no doubt left an indelible impact on the greater labor movement and on many countless individual lives. For more than a century, your union has fought for proper wages, safety, fairness, and dignity on the job, as well as the overall well-being of workers. Tomorrow's workers will benefit from the work TSSA has done in the past and continues to do today. The Boilermakers Union was very fortunate to have been introduced to TSSA several years ago. While we may be physically an ocean apart and have some unique cultural differences, it has been heartening to discover many things our unions have in common. For example, the Boilermakers Union is slightly older than TSSA. We were formed in 1880, but we were both born out of the rail industry in the Industrial Revolution. And as freight and passenger has all changed, we've endured challenges and risen to greet new opportunities, diversifying our work and the workers we represent. Another example, you spell the word organizing with an S, while we spell it with a Z, or Z, as you inexplicably have named the letter. But however it's spelled, organizing people to unionize workplaces and to rally around issues that help working people and the greater labor movement is at the heart of what we both do. And while our safety concerns vary, both of our unions want our members and all workers to return home safe and well after a day's work. While our governmental systems, laws, and processes are different, both of our unions understand the importance of bringing voices together to advocate for change and amplify our power. Both of our unions want the best training, education, and health and welfare programs. Both of our unions want fair treatment, appropriate wages, and dignity on the job for all workers. Both of our unions want the best futures for our members. And both of our unions want to see TSSA and the Boilermakers grow stronger. In early 2020, just before the pandemic, TSSA and the Boilermakers Union met to learn more about one another's challenges, opportunities, and resources. As a result of that meeting, General Secretary Cortez and International President Jones signed a mutually beneficial strategic partnership agreement in your offices in London. The goal of this partnership agreement was and remains to enhance our union's common strengths by sharing respective organizing and education programs, as well as exchanging resources and creating a greater political voice at the international level. We recognized an opportunity to learn from one another and cooperate right away to share our education programs, best practices on campaigning and organizing, and communications techniques, for example. Of course, the pandemic put a damper on any substantive plans. We were, however, pleased to participate in several of your Going Beyond educational webinars, and our communications teams have been working to promote our union's initiatives whenever that's appropriate. It has been a personal pleasure of mine to work with Sean Jones in communications and with Nadine Ray, and I feel fortunate to have been included with my colleague Erica Stewart in online conversations with your women's group this past autumn. Erica leads our new Boilermaker Women at Work Women's Initiative, which is just beginning, and we've already learned a lot from the TSSA women. I can speak firsthand, as well as on Erica's behalf, about the value of being able to pick the brains of women who have already established a solid program. We look forward to learning more as we advocate for Boilermaker women, actively recruit more women into our trades, and put more Boilermaker women on the path to leadership. The past 2 years have certainly proved that neither an ocean nor a pandemic can stop the sharing of good ideas and good work. And I think we're all tired of Zoom, but the technology has already allowed us to reach across the Atlantic to help one another. But yesterday, it was a privilege for me to speak with your disabilities working group in person, and I'd like to thank Pauline and the group again for including me. I was energized and I was inspired with action for IBB to take. This was a fantastic example of how the Boilermakers can learn from TSSA and improve. And I look forward to sharing with my IBB colleagues and the leadership about the things you are doing and that we could be replicating in the US and Canada to advocate for working people and raise awareness. There is much we can learn from one another. Our two organizations are building a wonderful cooperation together, connected in solidarity and mutual respect. No doubt, TSSA has encountered many difficult challenges these last few years, as have many unions, including the Boilermakers. Clearly, you have strong leadership that has navigated TSSA safely through unprecedented times. Our delegation and our leadership at home looks forward to spending time with your leadership and learning even more about your current initiatives, about your challenges, and about potential ways we can continue our cooperation and sharing of ideas. We look forward to building upon the partnership and alliance we have begun. And let me just say again, while we come from very different geographies and cultures, we are united in our mission to help our members work safely, earn fair wages, and be treated with the dignity and respect they deserve. We are united in our mission to bring people, voices, and power together for a stronger labor movement. We are united to advocate for all working people everywhere. We honor the work of your leadership and of TSSA as an organization, and we wish you the best for a prosperous future. And we thank you so much for your kindness, your friendship, and your solidarity. We thank you, General Secretary Cortez and President Carney. And on behalf of President Jones and the nearly 50,000 Boilermakers throughout the United States and Canada, we wish you all good health, a wonderful, productive annual conference, and an enjoyable and very well-deserved anniversary celebration. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And now I've asked International Vice President Larry McManaman to join me here, and I ask Mick and Manuel if you would join us. We just have a small presentation. On behalf of International President Newton Jones, International Secretary Treasurer William Creedon, and our International Executive Council and the entire membership of the Boilermakers Union, we present you with this acknowledgement of our friendship and partnership, and I want to tell you a little bit about this piece because it was made by hand by Dave Stewart, a Boilermaker and artist in our History Preservation Department. We have Boilermakers who make all of our things one by hand. And like our relationship with TSSA, this is uniquely made and one of a kind. We look forward to our continued partnership and our work together. Thank you.
Congratulations. President, conference, what a wonderful gift. One that will take pride of place within our union. I want to thank our comrades and colleagues from the Boilermakers, because as you rightly pointed out, we came together in 2019, just before the pandemic, and we came together to try and see how we could get organizations to work closer together. Of course, then we had the pandemic, and most of us, and many of you, know what restrictions we've had, working from home. So a lot of the plans that we originally had never came to fruition. One of the things we were going to do, we were going to have an organizer exchange program. Because if you can organize it in America with tough laws in many states, you can organize anywhere in the world. And we were going to learn from their experiences. As you know, yesterday we made a decision to continue with our merger talks with the Boilermakers and hopefully bring those to a fruitful conclusion. But what I have to tell you is that although I've been meeting with them mostly in Zoom, on Zoom, whatever the correct terminology is, I've been meeting mostly with them on Zoom. The one thing I know is that just like you, just like everyone in this hall, what's in their hearts are the interests of ordinary working men and women. The Boilermakers, just like us, stands up for working people. And they do it in the belly of the beast, in probably the most capitalistic nation in the world. And I pay tribute to their efforts. To have 50,000 organized Boilermakers in a country where it's the toughest, probably one of the toughest environments for unions to organize, is a tribute to our sisters and brothers in the Boilermakers. Thank you very much for your gift. Very much appreciated.